Nice.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports War. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
We are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port here on a Tuesday. It's the Barnes, Tony, and Domac show.
Oh yeah, brother.
How you gentlemen doing today?
Doing good,
I'm
good.
doing great
Hanging in there.
today, dude. How are you doing, Brian?
Feeling pretty good, honestly. Spring training
going
underway. Pumped that Thursday we'll get going from West Palm. That'll always be nice to see PGA National there.
Oh,
Excited
yeah,
for
dude.
that. And I just finalized today. Well, my friend did, but he texted me making my golf debut on Sunday. So excited for that. 60 degrees, Tony.
We're at
Grassy Hill, not my favorite course. I don't know if you've ever played there, Domac.
No.
what's the deal?
It's I'm trying to think of, I guess the biggest thing that's annoying, and obviously preseason, I guess you want to call it at this point. So conditions are going to be kind of tough everywhere, but usually the greens rock hard, and then you could chip it short of the green, but everything just slopes off. So it'll roll off the back of the green.
Oh my gosh.
And then just like aesthetically, and I because I played it when I was younger, it just, I don't know, it doesn't excite me. You know what I mean? It's
because you've been there before.
Yeah, and
It's
I
new
feel
to
like
you.
it's one of, like, especially aesthetically, I would say it's one of the least aesthetically pleasing courses around. But at the same time, I kind of love playing it preseason because it's like I said, I mean, you're not gonna have any good conditions anywhere anyway. And I'm just pumped to get out there. So for preseason, I could definitely tolerate it. I don't mind it. But once we get into the meat of things, it's very low on the list.
Right. And this is Sunday, you say?
Yeah, Sunday before.
What time?
1 o'clock. So it'll be perfect.
Nice, dude.
Right into the
There you go,
horseshoe.
dude.
Bloody Marys.
I'll be 7 in by the time I get to the shoe.
Cool, dude. Let's go. Let's hammer it, dude. Fireball shots at the shoe. Let's go, dude.
Oh man, but yeah, I'm so pumped, and I'm just glad we got a time because 60 degrees Sunday.
Yeah.
I just feel like the courses are gonna have to be packed. I would think Domac's gonna be out there, no?
Mac?
Maybe, dude. I kind of want to now that you're springing it up.
60,
wow.
though,
I might
60.
have
I
to.
mean, that's prime.
Yeah,
That
dude.
is prime.
And I forgot, you were telling us about your Florida trip. Are you playing at the course where they have the tournament or no? Innisbrook?
Yeah. So
Or are you staying there, or are you staying like around there?
I don't know where exactly I'm staying,
Yeah.
but I know I'm playing there because my dad said he went one year, and if you go like the week before and the week after, the grandstands are still up. So it's like just cool to play with like the stands.
Yeah,
still
you
there,
feel like
so
you're in the tournament.
Yeah, so you're
kinda.
still playing. I mean, no one's watching me, but like all the stands there and stuff. So it's
Because
cool
the
to look
actual
at.
course is called Copperhead, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's awesome. Honestly.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun.
Who knows? Maybe people will be watching you.
Maybe.
You know?
That'd be sick.
But yeah, I'm so excited to get back into the golf mode for sure. And one adjustment I'm gonna have to make, and I know I could just get through it. But usually, like, if I'm golfing, I don't really want to like work out the same day because I'm gonna be tired swinging stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna work out every morning because I'm never gonna make it to the gym if I don't do that.
Yeah.
So
You gotta.
I mean, do you think it's going to affect me that much, or I'll get used to it? Because I'm doing like cardio. I mean, I think by the time I play later in the day, I'll be okay.
Yeah, you
right?
might get used to it. I mean, if you use a cart, you'll be fine. But if you walk, I think
I don't
you'll be all right.
Walk is only if I'm like sneaking on, like we talked about. I'm not walking.
That makes you stretch, Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I did that. Could you see yourself enjoying a walk, like in terms of like walking, playing golf, or not really?
Enjoying walking the full 18. That seems like a lot, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like Gainer probably wouldn't be too bad. I haven't done it, but it doesn't seem like that.
It can't be that bad, right?
No, I mean, there's a couple areas, hills are a problem. Do you get any enjoyment out of it or no?
I mean, I walk kind of a lot. Well, all my friends, because for us it's just cheaper to walk, so we've been getting used to it. I will say I don't think I've walked 18 yet. Normally we'd walk 9 because after 9 I'm kind of like, oh shit, like I'm kind of tired. So I don't know if I can even make the 18, but I think this summer I'm gonna try and walk more 18 and see how I feel. See what's going on.
The one thing then if I do that, then then I technically I guess wouldn't have to go to the gym, but I don't know. I just never wanted I never wanted though the walking to take away how I was playing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I guess push cart, not too bad, but then like we said, the steep hills.
Like, that's a pretty good compromise if you just walk it and you don't have to go to the gym.
Yeah, that's what I do normally.
Yeah, well, it depends too, though. Like if a lot of times, like if I'm getting like the last tee time before dark, it's like want the cart.
Yeah, get in there, get in and out.
Yeah, so we'll sort it out. But it's just nice that golf's around the corner. I'm really hoping too. I don't know about you, Domek, but I feel like every time, especially because usually it's a little colder. I guess it'll be warm on Sunday. But I feel like every time the first round, like in March or something, brutal. Like you're topping it off the tee.
Yeah, no, every single time is brutal. Especially, I feel like for me, I feel like it's anytime you take like just a week off. I feel like you take 1 week off, like 1 week, maybe even a week and a half. You go back and it's like you haven't played in months.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is, but this is the only sport I've had that issue where like you take a week off. And it's just like everything you built up like is gone for like at least a round.
And then sometimes, very, very rarely, but sometimes you get lucky and like you haven't played and then you're just like dialed for whatever reason. But I think the biggest thing is just like repetition.
Definitely.
Having the same like swing path.
Oh yeah. Repetition is huge, dude. Huge.
What would you say, Tony, going into this golf season, like the number one thing you want to improve? Like in your golf game?
I mean, obviously I want to improve everything, but I mean, I guess my confidence is the tee.
Okay. There's some first tee jitters.
Yeah, definitely, dude. I mean, it's just to be up there, be like, hey, I know that I'm going to have like a straight drive every time.
Right. I'm not going to top it into the water.
Yeah, exactly. Or I'm not going to like slice it terribly.
Yeah.
I just want to have confidence in my drive.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you?
For me, it's my accuracy because I get the yardages now, but my accuracy just isn't there, and it costs like my accuracy is what costs me half the time I score because like my yardages will get me to where I need to be, and then like I'll step up and like let's say I'm like a 4-iron and I'm able to hit my 4-iron well, but I'll push it like too far to the right, and now I'm chipping. I got to take another stroke to chip on the green. So if I can just dial in my accuracy just a little bit more, I feel like it'll completely change the game.
Yeah, I feel like for me, first 2 shots on like a par 4, par 5, because I feel like even like I'll hit a great drive. It's always like that second shot, iron from the fairway, rushed backswing, just a complete liner. And after you set yourself up nice, where maybe you could be on in 2, especially par 4, and then it's right into the ground. So just like I guess tempo is a big thing, and it's like that sweet spot because if you take off too much tempo, then it's no good. But also, I mean, obviously, swinging 1,000,000 miles an hour, we know how that ends up.
Yeah,
that's good.
What do they say? That the tempo should be 3-1.
Actually, I didn't hear that. Where did you hear
that? I think it's 3-1. I want to say it was like one of those Tiger videos.
Oh, really?
Talking about his swing.
Okay. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Domek, you're going to Florida and stuff, but like around here, is there any specific course that you've been like wanting to play that you're gonna look to play this season? Or
I don't really know many courses around here. I just know of like the one in my town, and I know Silo Point.
Where's that?
Up in Southbury. It's called it's in Heritage Village in Southbury.
Wait,
Southbury.
Wait, but isn't it a 9-hole course?
No, that's
because Pomperog.
Yeah, there's Pomperog. So there's Pomperog, there's Silo Point, and then there's the par 3 Gainesfield course in Southbury. And I used to be a member at Silo Point before we switched to Waterbury, and now I will say I did play with one of my dad's buddies in Brantford, I think, and it was on the water, and it's a 9-hole course, but they set it up where like it's a 9-hole course and like the fairways overlap, so it's like the length is 9 holes, but you could play 18 on it.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen it before, and the course is beautiful, and it was really cool because like it's like you're playing on some of the same fairways, but like you're driving from like a different area. So it's like a different format for the hole.
Gotcha.
So you could technically play 18, but I guess it's considered like a 9-hole course. It's really cool.
But it's full length though. Like each hole, it's not like an executive type course.
No, yeah, it's full length. Yeah.
I love trying new courses. I still haven't played Lyman Orchards. Have you ever played there?
No, I want to this year. I think I'm going to try and like play new courses because last year I only played like 1 or 2.
Okay, yeah. No, I've done a bunch in New York and stuff, but I have to say, I know Tony's always big like New York over Connecticut, and I'm sure there's some upper echelon expensive courses to play, but like Westchester County courses and stuff, we have so much better courses here. And I think the biggest thing is just they get so much more play, there's more people, and they just beat the shit out of the course.
Definitely.
So yeah, definitely looking forward to making my season debut. And I know two guys that are looking forward to doing the same. I believe one of them is Kev Dew.
All right, yeah, Kev Dew's checking in with a let's go. Let's go! We want the smoke. Shout out Yankee boy Brian. I'm just saying, hashtag TCA, hashtag DTV, hashtag sports report. And then we got Josh B with another let's get it. Let's have a day. Preseason means nothing. Hashtag TCA, hashtag sports report, hashtag DTV. Tony's mother's chiming in saying, hi, fellas.
Hi, Mom.
And Kev Dew chimed in saying Tatum's the GOAT.
Yeah. It's so funny because of the Michael Butka, hysteria with Tatum. Now I feel like every time I hear it on like a radio show, someone say his name, it's like, it seems like a joke.
Honestly,
like just because of like how many times we've talked about it. But I would say too, and like, we're going to talk about it in a second, but just with like preseason not, meaning anything, I think it's like, where the win and loss doesn't mean anything, but it does matter how like people look.
Yeah, the performance means
performance.
Something.
Yeah, the individual performance. I mean, would you concur, Tony?
Oh yeah, I could concur with that. Sure,
what?
Sure. What? I could concur with that.
You were saying to me about Soto saying off pitchers he'll never face in the league. You told me that 20 minutes ago.
Oh yeah, well that's also. I mean, it is more about the individual performance in spring training, but I did mention, like Soto's going to be. Is hitting off pitchers that are never going to play in the league.
I understand. They just seem a little contradicting. That's all.
I don't think so at all. I mean, it is about the individual. Like, it doesn't matter.
Everybody that he faces is not going to play in the league.
Right. No, about I was just mentioning that because, of course, Domac comes in with big dick swinging over there. Soto this, Soto that.
You know what? Good transition. Let's just go to the world of Major League Baseball. All right, enough.
What a play! Stop it, Tony. Yep. And Alonso cracks one of the Mets win the ball game. Out of sight.
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Too deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
All right. So the Yankees with a 9-2 victory yesterday. At George Steinbrenner Field in Tampa, Florida, over the Minnesota Twins. And a pitcher, Cody Morris, who they acquired in the Estevan Florial deal, gets the win here. 2 1/3 scoreless, 3 strikeouts. Nestor Cortez made his spring debut for the Yankees. Had some ups and downs, 7 hits allowed over 2 2/3 innings, 2 runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. And I watched, the first half of this game and towards the end as well. And I thought, Nestor looked good. I know you look at that and 7 hits. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But I thought he had command of his pitches. 4 strikeouts over 2 2/3 is good. Obviously the whole thing is, how he feels today. Cause I know that was a problem last year, that he wouldn't feel great even the same day after the start. They were interviewing him. He said he felt good. His velocity, I think, was where it needed to be, right in that low to mid 90s. So I take it away as a positive just because I saw the stuff that he had his repertoire, that he had used to get outs a couple years ago when he had his breakout year. So I felt pretty positive, about his debut despite those numbers. And I think it's like next time, let's see more of like a 4 innings where he's only allowing 2 or 3 hits, and maybe only allowing 1 run, something like that. But I felt pretty good there. You also had DJ LeMahieu and Giancarlo Stanton making their spring debuts. DJ was 1 for 2 with a run scored, and Stanton 0 for 3. But I saw him make 2 loud outs where it seemed like he was connecting with the ball. Definitely looks a lot thinner. Bat speed almost looks like it sped up a little bit. So I felt good seeing that. And Juan Soto nearly missed his second home run of the spring, and second is in as many days, hit off the wall for a double that tied the game. So great to see that. And I was talking about this yesterday, Domac, but his presence in the batter's box, his balance, his swing, recognition of the strike zone. I mean, it really just watching it's like you marvel at what a player he is, and we're so fortunate to have him.
Yeah, it is so sick to see him in a Yankees jersey and just the way he plays. And there was a part of me that was like, all right, like maybe like because I feel like recently like Yankee players will come over and they're just not this exactly the same as when they exactly got it the year before. But I don't know. I feel like Soto, I mean, I know it's spring training, but I feel like he's going to like go right where he left off beforehand and just keep on going.
Well, I think the advantage, because whenever we've signed, I know this was a trade, obviously, but even with a trade, whenever we bring someone over, I feel like we've never got them at age 25. I think that's the biggest difference. You're usually either 30, whatever you want to say. So I think, that's really the biggest difference. You love to see him having success. Glaber had his first hit of the spring in an RBI. So you'll love to see that. And then a guy who's, I feel like, just kind of unheralded, Yorbit Vivas, hit a home run, already 2 home runs over 4 games here in spring training. He came over in the Trey Sweeney deal with the Dodgers, which also netted us Victor Gonzalez. People thought of him as kind of like a throw-in afterthought. But that swing looks nice. He took one out to right. He's a left-hander. He can play second, third, and left field, and he'll turn 23 in March. So
there we go.
Kind of nice to have somebody like that. You never know what's going to come of it.
Are you ordering the Vivas Las Vegas shirts yet, Brian?
If he makes the majors, John Sterling is going to have a good time with that. That was really, what stood out to me from yesterday's game. I mean, the pitchers that came in, nobody who's really going to make the roster. I mean, Morris, obviously got the win, but I think he's, starting the year in AAA. So all in all, I think it was a positive day, and today Yankees are back at it. We'll get to see Clark Schmidt make his spring debut and more of a younger lineup that they're putting out there today. I pulled it up before. I know Volpe is in the lineup, as well as I believe Austin Wells, Oswald Peraza. Of course, when I go to it now, it's not giving me the lineup, but I could just look at the computer.
Lineup for today?
Yeah.
The minor league kids are playing well.
Yeah. And did you see Nestor's highlights or any of him pitching yesterday at all?
I didn't see Nestor's. I just saw the box score, and I was like, I saw the 7 hits, and I was like, all right.
Because I have to say it looked a little different. I think there were 1 or 2 hits too, where it's like kind of off of the fielder's gloves and stuff. So I honestly thought he looked fine. Okay, so lineup today. You're going to get Volpe, Wells, Pereira, Cabrera, Rojas, Gonzalez, Spencer Jones, who's 5 for 5, homer 4 RBI, so route for him. Navarez, and then Viva Las Vegas, Tony.
There we
batting
go. Viva, playing second.
Something to look out for. Unfortunately, this one not on TV, but I'm sure we will see some highlights on the old X.
What's the deal with this Narvaez guy? You know much about him?
Carlos Narvaez?
Any relation to Omar?
I'm not sure if there's a relation, and I honestly don't know too much about him, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got to be young, I would imagine.
Yeah. It's just so exciting to see, these guys out here. And really, too, kind of going back to Soto for a second, I'm just excited for not only, of course, I mean, I think the production with him is going to be through the roof, but the impact that he has on the younger players. Like, I feel like that's going to be big, like just with the strike zone recognition, pitch recognition.
I feel like it's like even more like first of all, I think it's less for Judge. He has less for Judge to like help them out, and it's less for him. And I feel like both of them together will actually really help the prospects. So not only are they like gonna help obviously the record in this year, I feel like also getting Soto like you were saying, like for the future, I think it would be so helpful. I think it was worth everything that we did to trade for him.
And then you have Mets fans like Kev Dew and Tony, trying to get us nervous about him resigning. But don't you honestly like no nervousness about that at all?
No,
I couldn't be more confident.
So far, like if they play well, he's gonna love the Bronx. If they play well, he might not ever leave again.
No, like, I really am not seeing him leaving again. I think he's just gonna soak this up.
He might,
which is just great. He just seems like so happy to be there.
Worst case scenario, he's out of the state of New York.
Let's hear it, Tony. Give me something.
No, I mean, I'm not trying to like downplay it. I mean, he went to the Yankees. Obviously, he wants to be there.
Right.
So, but I mean, nothing's set in stone. And I mean, again, like we spoke about it this weeks ago.
It's crazy how all Mets.
I mean, he's playing it smart. He's betting on himself, and there's going to be a ton of teams interested in him. We went over this already last week. Like it's not written in stone. He's going to have a million teams interested in him.
Yeah, but I think you know what it is. He's going to make so much money that I think, and everybody's going to be willing to give it to him. That a big part of this is like he's going to want to go where he's happy. Like he's not going to go to the Mets for an extra $30 million if he wants to play for the Yankees.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, do you think the Yankees are going to be offering him the most money?
Yeah.
You think, honestly, you think no one's going to be able to?
Yeah. And the whole thing is, it's a little different. You know, back in the day, you know, we would give the biggest contract to a 30-year-old free agent. Now we're very disciplined with who's getting the big deals. But if the player is identified as franchise Hall of Fame player, there's no cutoff point. Like they're going for it. That list is very small. We saw them do it, you know, with Aaron Judge and of course Garrett Cole when they brought him in. Same type of situation.
When do you think he signs?
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine it'll be in the offseason, but I don't know. Maybe like literally, like we're saying, like he's gonna have so much fun. Like it could be like an all-star break extension. He's like, let's just put pen to paper. Let's
I'd
go,
be
baby.
ecstatic.
Yeah,
that would be insane.
It's a shame though that like if that did happen, like I feel like it'll make you tight. Like an extension mid-season.
Mid-season? No, I mean, it wouldn't be tight. Again, he's already there. So I mean, it's not like what am I gonna do? You want me to be tight. You want Mets fans to be tight. Like that's what you want, Brian. Look at how happy you get.
Oh, you can't say Tony that we didn't wait a long time. We haven't had an accusation like this in a very long time.
No, you're correct. That is I mean, Garrett Cole was probably just.
Well, I'm talking from a position player.
Oh yeah. For a position player, you're totally.
You know, and we brought in different guys, over the years and. You know, like Stanton, yes, that was exciting at the time, but unfortunately, we just didn't get him, in his prime. And then even A-Rod was older than what Soto is now. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Right.
And they always do like that. I forgot what players they were referencing, but there's just like for instance, like Juan Soto because he started so young, he's younger than Adley Rutschman.
That's crazy.
It seems like Adley just came up, like,
literally.
And it's Soto. He's been around for like 8 years. It feels like. So yeah, it's exciting stuff. And as the spring continues on here, you just want to see the pitchers, just getting their command down and improving in each start. And hopefully Clark will have something good to offer today because it's interesting. Like I don't know, last week or two, I've been kind of like, wow, I think the Yankees are gonna get Snell, but. Now, I don't think so just because I wasn't considering that bringing him in doubles his salary because of the luxury tax. So it's like they're not going to give him $60 million. Like I know they're not giving it to him, but they're not going to invest $60 million into Blake Snell for this season. Right. I mean,
there's no way.
And Josh B says that's exactly why he's asking for so much money.
Blake Snell?
No. I think he's
Soto?
talking about Soto.
Yeah.
How much you think Soto signs an extension for or signs a contract for?
Yeah. I'm thinking between
it's gotta be 10 years, right?
At least, probably 13 years, really. Yeah. But I mean, I think it starts with a 5, right?
I think it's gotta.
Yeah.
If we win World Series too, like I think it's gonna have to.
You think like 10 years, 500 will do the job?
I think it's gonna be like
13,
like 550, 575.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Because I think it was a while ago, but I think it was $450 million from the Nationals, 15-year deal, like 4 years ago or something that he turned down.
Yeah, I remember that.
So yeah, it'll be a big one, and what would really help us out is if Stanton has a big year, and then we can. And we're still. It's crazy though. Even if he hits 40 home runs, to trade him, we're still gonna have to eat money.
Yeah, it was 440 for 15, by the way, for Soto.
440 for 15. Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, it's easily well over $100 million more. But,
crazy.
Clearly, will be well worth the investment. We also had the Mets on the diamond yesterday, huh, Tommy?
Yeah, we did. They beat the Nationals 6-3. They looked pretty good doing it too. Your guy Kranick pitched yesterday. He did all right. Interesting story. He is. I think he's like 23 or 25, 22, maybe somewhere around there. Drafted by the Pirates a couple of years ago. Did not do well. They wavered him. Mets pick him up. And he pitched pretty well yesterday. He actually was like hitting like 98, 99 in the gun with his fastball.
Wow.
Which is great. So I haven't really seen much of him when he was on Pittsburgh, but just looking at some stats, I mean, he got absolutely popped. But it also looks like last year or the first 2 years he was with Pittsburgh, his fastball was like 95, 96. So he has like an uptick in velocity. So you never know. Youthful. Love to see that. And then in terms of offense, we had Acuna get his first start in spring training, started at second, took some looks at shortstop as well, when they pulled Lindor, but that was great. Defensively speaking, he did really well. He said he felt really comfortable at second base. And he said a big reason was because of, Lindor's veteran leadership at short. And then of course, at the plate, he went 2 for 3, a couple good hits. Base hits, hitting for contact, which is great. It's what you want to see. Gilbert 0 for 3 at the plate, but made some great plays in the outfield. And I gotta say, Gilbert looks like he packed on some muscle, dude.
Oh, the way you said it, I thought you were saying like he's like fat.
No. He picked out his biceps are fucking huge, dude. Which is great. And Mendoza seemed pretty happy post game. Says that Gilbert, he anticipates obviously getting more opportunities in spring training. Is a great competitor and says, hey, like this guy's just gonna get more at bats. He's only gonna get better there. So love to see that. Couldn't be more over his shoulders about Angel as well, which is great. I mean, it seems like he's developing the way Mendoza wants him to.
Right.
But obviously a lot of work to be done for sure coming into the season. We did have our boy Trace Thompson, 32-year-old veteran player.
He's on the Mets?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the former Dodger, brother of Clay.
Correct. Yeah. I think White Sox most recently, though,
Okay.
right? I think. He went like 3 for 5 yesterday, 2 dingers, like 5 RBIs.
Jesus.
Yeah, but again, he's 32 years old, utility outfielder. So that was cool to see, I guess. But again, not that hyped about it,
Really? Or him, or you're saying the Mets?
No, him.
Okay, gotcha. But I mean, with Acuna, I mean, did you see it? Like, I mean, I know obviously, seeing a highlight. I mean, that's like
it's tough. I mean, again, look, 2 days ago when they brought him in for a couple innings, he was 0 for 2 or 0 for 3. He went down, 2 strikeouts. He was seeing the ball a little bit better yesterday, which was great. And again, I mean, it seems like Mendoza's happy with his, performance and, how he's been kind of progressing. Progression is the word I'm looking for here. And he expects that to continue. So let's go, dude. If he can be like starting a few games at second base for us, like that'd be sick.
But no chance these guys are going to make the roster out of camp, right?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think they're ready for that.
And Gilbert is a center fielder?
Naturally, yeah, center fielder.
Okay. And Acuna is his primary second, or is it like he could play third too, right? Or no?
His primary, I think, is shortstop.
Oh, okay.
And he can play second.
But I mean, who knows? I mean, they might want to eventually flip-flop him with Lindor once.
I know.
He gets
Again,
older.
and Hell said he was pretty comfortable at second base. He says he's comfortable with playing like that with Lindor at short. So, I mean, that's great right there. Right?
So, yeah. No, I mean, and both players expected to start at AAA or?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, really, it just kind of depends on how the season goes. But I mean, I would think, you would, as it progresses, and especially if it doesn't go well, you'd want to make sure you clear spots to get.
I mean, I would give it 1 month, honestly. If it's not going well, just bring up those kids.
Well, the thing is, though, I mean, you gotta you need to give it enough time so that you could trade like McNeil and Harrison Bader, because those are 2 guys you're gonna need to get rid of.
Yeah, I guess so. But again, I would anticipate the reason why maybe they bring Gilbert up is because Marte just isn't healthy.
Okay.
And if he's if it's like any little issue, like get him out of there. Like I don't give a shit anymore. And honestly, getting Angel like some looks at second base would be like a priority for me.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
But hey, I mean, at least you got those guys to look for. Is there anybody else that's like high up or because I know obviously you got them from the trades last year, but anybody else that was drafted in the system that is
in terms of a position player?
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, I have been noticing they've been giving Zach Short like quite a bit of
Who's
time
he?
at third base. He was originally drafted by Detroit, Sacred Heart alumni. Came over to the Mets this offseason. And obviously, you know, Brett Beatty had a little bit of a lackluster second half of the season last year. So it seems like he's on a little bit of a short leash. So like I said, I mean, like these past couple of games, Zach Short's been getting a lot of looks at third base, which is nice. I think he had a sac fly RBI yesterday. Yeah, he had a sac fly RBI, Zach Short. So that's great, dude.
Given the amount of players that play and minor leaguers and stuff, like I just saw, you know, Mets are off today, Yankees are off tomorrow. Like, shouldn't there be just no off days? Like, it's like we're playing so many different players. We have split squads.
Definitely.
Like,
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
And especially the other day, like the multiple days you have split squads. Like, how about just don't do the split squad and then just
have another day?
Don't
have an off day.
I want baseball on every day.
Yeah,
I want to
totally
watch
right.
it.
Are there any games that you're looking at today at all?
Well, the Yankees play, but the Mets are
the
off.
Yankees.
No. So I guess I take that back. I mean, I really, at the end of the day, want to see just the Yankees play. But I guess that's just how it always is. But I do think it would be kind of cool if like every night they had one game on MLB Network primetime, spring training, so everybody could watch it. Because when it's not at 1 o'clock in the day, no one. Like,
and some games are like half the games like you won't be on TV, so you just have to watch like the highlights.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like with the whole spring training, I mean, I get it, spring training, but I feel like spring training out of all the preseasons, maybe unless compared to football, just because football has so many fans, I feel like spring training gets most looked at. Because I feel like NBA preseason, I don't even notice when it starts and finishes.
Right.
And I don't know if that's the same for like hockey or any other sport, but like I feel like baseball is the one where it's kind of like it's got the most spotlight.
The Mets are playing today, by the way.
Are?
Yeah, 110 Marlins.
Why is that?
The Mets don't get off days because we're not pussies.
I can't believe I missed that.
That's okay.
I was looking too. Okay. Well, just taking a look here. You got Alvarez who hit a home run. I don't know why. Oh, yeah, you did. We did talk about that. Okay. So you got Taylor, Alvarez, Choi. I didn't realize they had Choi.
Tyrone.
Vientos, Voit. Another former Yankee, Ben Gamel. It's amazing how many former Yankees. Iglesias, Bannon, and Ramirez.
I think G-Man was also wavered by the Pirates.
Oh, okay.
And we picked him up off of waivers.
Doesn't it almost feel like we didn't even have G-Man Choi? It was so long ago.
Yeah, dude. It feels like it was like I can't even remember almost.
I feel like it was
like you
forever
almost
ago
forget
when he was
about
on-
it.
When he was on Tampa. I forget about him on
And the
Tampa,
thing is, too, because for us, he was just a nothing. Oh, and Adrian Hauser getting the start. SNY game, I would think, a home game, right?
Yeah, Port St. Lucie. Yeah.
Okay.
Port St. Lucie.
But SNY, is that confirmed?
Is it confirmed? I'm sure ESPN will tell me. The broadcast. It's,
No, ESPN doesn't. You have to
not,
go
they're
to
not.
the
Normally I feel like
MLB
it
app.
does, dude. God.
But I don't know. For some reason, when the MLB app is just not doing it for me.
I stopped even using that app, dude. I don't like it anymore.
But I mean, it has to be a home spring training game.
Yeah, it must be.
But yeah, at least that's that's something to look forward to. And then I was looking too. Okay, so they don't have
SNY.
It is SNY.
Confirmed.
Okay. I just wanted to check because I feel like we haven't looked at this in a while. The Mets prospect list here. Let's see. So
Vassal, Chet Williams.
SNY did it. So top 30. Jet Williams is number 1. Okay, but it's saying he's not going to debut this year. Underrated power. Never will likely be a big home run threat. Joe Gilbert's number 2. They're saying 2025 for him. They're saying Acuna this year.
Oh, yeah. Russ and Hell.
He will work a walk, but does not need to trim down the chase rate, especially on breaking balls. Shows power in batting practice, but simply has not translated to in-game power.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't really hit any dingers yet. So, but again, he's hitting contact, so that's good.
Christian Scott, Mets top pitching prospect, cracked a couple of top 100 prospect lists. Fastball 93 to 97, and command only 12 batters in 87 2/3 innings, and he's gonna make his debut this year.
Let's go, dude.
Also, Colin Houck, Tony, 32 overall in last year's draft.
That name sounds very familiar. Isn't there a Houck on the Yankees?
Houck on the Red Sox.
Oh, he's in the Red Sox now? I thought there was a Houck on the Yankees.
No. Remember you mispronounced his name last year? Said Hoke, I think.
Vaguely.
I can't believe you don't know Tanner Houck. Like I'm just saying he's been around a couple years, like kind of has nasty stuff, but performance has been
No,
inconsistent.
I remember talking about it. I thought it was for the Yankees though.
No, just because he was pitching against the Yankees. Blade Tidewell, 98 miles an hour.
Yeah, he was one of the top prospects, but I mean, I feel like he just gets popped though. Like his name came up, he was drafted. It was like, oh, like him and Jet Williams and Mike and Vossel even too were talked about a lot. But Blade, I feel like we looked up his numbers one day and they were not good.
And they're saying him this year as well. So I
we'll
guess
see.
The Mets are going to give these guys some opportunities. You know.
This year says MLB ETA 2025. I guess at some point this season. Yeah, I guess possibly.
Yeah, and that stuff always gets moved up just depending on how the season goes. So we'll see, but definitely exciting stuff. That's for sure. Let's go now to the world of the National Hockey League.
Here he comes. McDavid shoots. Top shelf. He scores. Captain with the overtime winner. That's a nail break. That's a world-class hit right here. Tomsky stepping. Rink wide. Made the full split save.
Are you kidding me?
Turn. Side of the net. Between the legs and they score. Filthy. David Pasternak.
The silver trophy to the Golden Knights.
All right, baby. NHL. Pretty stoked for this still, Mac. I know you are too.
Stoked.
Might as well get into recapping some scores last night. I had a horrendous night in the pick segment. As you guys know at home, Brian and I started a new pick segment here. I think we're going until April 1st, maybe. Nonetheless, dude, I did a terrible job starting off that first game. Caps hosting the Senators. Caps won this game 6-3. And wouldn't you know it, Alexander Ovechkin stays off the score sheet. No points.
Wow.
Like, that's kind of crazy. Like, no goals, no assists in a 6-goal game for the Capitals. He was -3 on the ice. And he's getting like smaller and smaller ice time, I'm noticing too.
How does plus minus work in hockey? Like if you're -3, well, I mean, did they give up? Was it 6-3?
Yeah, it was 6-3. So he was on the
so,
ice for all three goals.
Okay,
and
no.
he was, off the ice.
I didn't hear that they scored 3 goals. Rookie mistake.
Yeah, it's okay, dude. But Caps won this game 6-3. I mean, you want to look at it. The scoring started pretty early and often for the Caps, actually. 5th of the season for Protoss to start off the season. John Carlson got his 4th on the power play. Ottawa ends up kind of answering back with Drake Batherson and Shane Pinto back-to-back goals. But then just in the first period alone, here we go. We still are. Capitals get a couple back-to-back goals of their own. 2 goals in 13 seconds. One by Max Pacioretty in the power play, and then the other one by Beck Malenstein for his 6th of the season. Only Max's 2nd goal in the season, which is kind of crazy for the Caps. He was great for the Canadiens a couple of years ago, and then I guess just not that great now. Second period, I guess the Senators tried to come back. Brady Tkachuk netted his 26th, courtesy of Vladimir Tarasenko cross-ice pass. Actually saw that highlight, pretty solid. But then in the second period, Hendrix Lapierre, the Capitals, nets his 3rd and 4th goals of the season. And that was your scoring for the rest of the game, by the way. High scoring, first 2 periods, third period, nothing, which is pretty crazy.
And I don't know if I've seen a team score 6 goals. And of all the guys that scored, the most that it was for the season was 6.
Yeah.
So it was all guys that have barely scored this year.
Kind of crazy. I was talking to Domac, like Ovechkin, no points and he was on the ice for all 3 goals against.
Wow.
So he was -3 on the ice last night. Only under 17 minutes of total ice time.
Yes, not even a period.
Which is pretty crazy because, I mean, honestly, like I guess maybe Washington just inherently has quick shifts because nobody is averaging really over 18 minutes.
Okay.
Which is kind of crazy because you'll get like, let's say, like Adam Fox has 22 minutes a game. Jacob Trouba 24 minutes a game. Like Panarin 23 minutes a game. So it's pretty interesting how quick they've, I guess, are changing those lines, I guess. But I guess when your star is fucking 40, over 40, it's like you kind of have to do that.
And I think maybe they're hoping to save them down the stretch. And obviously,
Definitely.
their playoff picture has gotten a little better recently. They've been winning. So
yeah,
be kind of interesting. And speaking of veterans, I could be mistaken, but I was just thinking about this. I don't think we mentioned this yesterday. How crazy was it that for the Red Wings Blackhawks game in Chicago, the Kane had the game winner, and it was on Chris Chelios' retirement
night. That's right.
Kind of nuts, and how Kane all of a sudden, like they say, looks really good, and like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, that he's one of the greatest American-born hockey players to play the game.
Yeah.
But it obviously is poetic, in Chicago, Chelios. That was a dope jersey retirement ceremony.
Everybody was saying why did they take this long to retire his jersey?
Yeah, honestly.
I mean, when was the last time he played? Because he didn't even end with Chicago. Didn't he end with the Red Wings?
Yeah.
So that also is weird too, that he played for the Red Wings. Kane played for the Blackhawks.
Right.
Kane scores a game winner, retirement night. I mean,
kind of crazy.
Yeah. All just kind of ties.
But I'm happy for Kane. I want him to succeed the rest of his career. It sucks that he has a terrible hip that was hindering him.
But I guess, and everybody said too, that operation usually you're done. The one that he had, but it's it's just a shame though. Don't you think though? He was meant to finish with the Rangers. That
was a sick get. Yeah, when they picked him up, and it is a shame, but he was hurt, dude. He did nothing for us.
I know, and it's a shame too. Too bad the Red Wings are in playoff contention. Otherwise, we might be able to get him back.
Dude, the Red Wings, watch out.
You really think though? I feel like if they get in, they're gonna lose for sure.
I mean, if they do end up having a playoff spot, which I guess they probably will, I guess. They're probably gonna be first round exit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what are they? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're sixth right now.
Okay.
And obviously Tampa Bay behind them by a point. The Flyers are in contention, 2 points out. Likely the Red Wings aren't going to be jumping the Maple Leafs or the Hurricanes. So they're probably going to play the Panthers or the Rangers in round 1.
Not good for them.
Not good for them, dude. I feel like if they play the Panthers are too gritty. And will absolutely slap them around. The Rangers are much faster than them. So
you know what I would love to play in the first round? The New York Islanders, Tony, 3-2 last night in overtime. So getting the win, kind of unexpected, on the road in Dallas.
Yeah.
And again, until we had the game winner there in overtime, you had guys scoring here. Pollock is only his 4th goal of the year. The Stars, that was the only scoring in the first. That made it 1-0 Islanders. Duchesne, I think you've mentioned his name before. His 23rd power play goal tied the game at 1. But McLean, only his 2nd goal of the year, made it 2-1 Isles. Stankoven, first goal of the season for Dallas, ties it up before the horn, end of the 2nd. No goals in the 3rd. And then Bo Horvat, that's why they gave him the big money deal there. The game winner in overtime. Barzal picking up his 44th assist on that one. And the Isles win this one 3-2. Obviously, uphill battle here for them regarding the playoffs, but there is time. But I mean, you really have to go on a run here.
Yeah, I mean, they really do. I mean, it's pretty crazy too to think about how many overtime losses they've had this season too. Because that Barzal to Horvat connection when they have space in a 3-on-3 scenario, I mean, that should be an automatic goal every time.
Yeah.
We saw Horvat's speed when he played the Rangers even, blowing past Keandre Miller up the right wing for a goal there. I mean, he is such a talented player. The Islanders really do have so much talent. But they just kind of, when we've seen them blow 3rd period leads, I think they were still 0 for 3 in the power play this game too. They got to figure that out again. The Horvat to Barzal connection. When you're man up too, you got Brock Nelson in there. What are we doing, dude? They got to be scoring a lot more in the power play, especially if they're trying to go on this run, which is possible. But they're going to need to keep it up with great goaltending, which there was some, holding the Stars to 2 goals in the 2nd period, 2 only. And that's impressive because we know they always have opportunities offensively. So they need to rely on their good goaltending and then special teams. They have to convert on power plays, dude. That's for sure.
And they will be back on the ice. And right now, by the way, 5 points out of the 8th playoff spot currently occupied by Philadelphia. They're back in action in Detroit on Thursday. So kind of 2 back-to-back tough road games. And if you think about even with the win last night, they've only won 2 of 7 games recently. So you really need a good stretch here. I know Corey's rooting for him, and he even wanted to trade some of the lesser guys, kind of to redevelop. But building around Dobson, who I feel like has been a little quiet. We haven't really said his name too much recently.
Right. But I mean, I feel like that happens with young players too. Streaky, they go in a little bit of a trench. But hey, I mean, if the Islanders are starting to pick it up and then he picks up again too, I mean, they could be dangerous.
Yeah. Who would you rather face in the first round, the Red Wings or the Islanders?
That's a good question. Probably the Islanders.
Just you're thinking. I think you're nervous about Kane.
Dylan
Larkin.
I think they still have Tyler Mott too. And then of course, Lyon has been great in between the pipes for them. Give me the Islanders. And again, I mean they blow leads, so give me the Islanders.
Who do you like though in their matchup on Thursday? Like in Detroit, but obviously they get 2 days off before.
I honestly, that's tough right now. I would say give me the Islanders right now.
I think they're due for like a 5 out of 6. Wow, get them riled back in playoff contention.
They're due for a shutout too. Like, let's go.
So they have a chance. It'll be interesting to see if they're active. Come the trade deadline.
Oh, yeah, dude. They should be.
Another game from last night. We saw the Oilers in the Gretzky Bowl here, 4-2. Over the Kings. So coming off, I believe, 3 straight losses, the Oilers pick up a W here. Stuart Skinner, Tony, 38 of 40 in net. Scoring wise, you had Trevor Moore for the Kings get his 22nd to lead off the game. Right before the horn in the first, Zach Hyman, a guy again
killing it.
Nobody's talking about him though. He might have 50 goals this year. I've never seen a guy play since like Jonathan Chicho or whatever his name is. What was it? Was it Chicho? San Jose. Look it up. Jonathan
Chicho.
Yeah. I'm saying it wrong probably slightly. But Hyman is 38th. How about Connor McDavid? 69 assists this year. So that tied the game at 1. Second period, Alex Laferry, as close as you can get to Alexis Lafreniere without actually having his name, is 8th. Made it 2-1 Kings, but Draisaitl on a power play, answering back to make it 2-2. About 4 minutes left in the second. On to the third, Bouchard and Nugent Hopkins scoring for Edmonton to seal off a 4-2 win. Anything on Jonathan Chicho?
Jonathan Chichu.
Okay. 50 goals, probably what, in like 07?
56 goals in 05.
Okay. All right.
He had 11 game-winning goals that season with the league.
Teammate of Jean-Sebastien Giguère?
Must be, right?
Because it was, the Sharks. Yeah. Wait a second.
Gene.
Oh, no. That was Ducks. Oh, because he's on the Sharks. Okay. Gene was on the Ducks.
Yeah, I don't know who you're thinking. Maybe you're thinking of.
No. I'm thinking of the right people, but I just was thinking that he was on the Chicho, like they were teammates, but they're not. That's all.
Yeah, he was never.
It's crazy.
I thought he was on San Jose.
It's crazy. Like, so I guess Disney used to own the
Mighty Ducks. That's why they were called the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim.
And it's like I wasn't really watching hockey; I was just seeing the highlights. But was that for a while they were referred to as the Mighty Ducks, or no?
It must have been close to a decade, dude. I feel like for most of my childhood,
Disney owned them from the inception of the team, like as an expansion franchise.
I want to say, yeah. I have to double check.
Kind of interesting though. That seems like a long time ago.
Because I want to say, right? Because they came into the league 2000. When did the Ducks come into the league? When did the Ducks come into the NHL? Yeah. They were founded by the Walt Disney Company.
There we go. But obviously, new ownership group.
Since,
for a while. So yeah, I'm just kind of looking playoff picture wise here. So with the W here, you have Edmonton 70 points, but actually is in 6th, which is crazy because you look at it. Well, actually, I guess it's the same thing in the East. 6 is the Red Wings, but you would think they would be higher, especially the win streak and stuff. The Kings are right behind them in 7th. But you have congestion there at the bottom. But it seems like Kings, I mean, I know 7-3 in the last 10, but it seems like they started out, a lot hotter. I mean, you think they're going to be active trade deadline? Because I just feel like if they stick with what they have now, they're not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, they definitely need to be active. That is for sure. I talked about the Kings bottom 6 not doing great this season. Quinn Byfield probably being one of the obvious ones. Supposed to be really, really good. Not really, really good. Pierre-Luc Dubois, same deal. They got rid of, I forget what guy they got rid of. It wasn't Kempe, obviously, but it was another I forget who it was last season that they got rid of. Nonetheless, Pierre-Luc Dubois was supposed to be a great player. Blew it, dude. So I don't know. We'll see. Unless those guys pick it up right now. But regardless, I mean, they're going to have to be active. Yeah, for sure.
And then the final game from last night, we saw the Bruins, their 14th overtime / shootout loss, tying the Islanders, I believe, for most in the NHL, 4-3 at the hands of the Kraken. You look at this game from the start. David Pastrnak in the first had his 37th, only scoring of the first. Jordan Eberle answered back in the second with his 14th on a power play, tying the game at 1. Pastrnak again in the second, giving Boston a 2-1 lead, but then Seattle with 2 goals in the third. Dunn and Borkstrand give him a 3-2 lead. Charlie Coyle, a couple minutes left in the third, ties it up. No goals in overtime. And the Kraken win their first shot of the shootout, Yamamoto, and then it was nothing the rest of the way, either side. So the Kraken get this win, much needed win. They're trying to, make the playoffs for the second consecutive season. We talked about it a little pre-show, but for Riley and all the Bruins fans, another overtime loss, another different format come playoff time has to be a little concerning.
Yeah, I would be a little concerned for sure, especially in overtime here. I mean, how many times do we see playoff hockey go to overtime? And I know it's going to be a little different because it's not 3-on-3, but regardless, I mean, they're not getting it done. And I don't want to hear, it's the Bruins, it'll be different in playoff time.
What happened last year?
You got quite a couple players who's never seen hockey playoffs before on the Bruins that are super young. We've seen what happened last season to them. And the Kraken suck, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, Philip Grubauer is not a great goaltender. Yeah. And you're giving up 2 goals in the third period there. You can't be doing that. Come on, guys. You got to be doing better than that. And I think, you look at the team stats too. I mean, they absolutely rivaled the Kraken. 60% off in the face-off circle, 1-for-1 on the power play, 21 block shots, out shooting the Kraken as well, 32-27. You got to find a way to either find the back of the net more or play better defense. You should be giving up, 3 goals in regulation here. So they got to figure it out.
You think they do anything trade deadline? Adam Henrique?
They're going to have to, dude.
Yeah.
They're certainly going to need to bolster their team here. I would. Adam Henrique would be good, a good back checking forward who can still score, who's been in the playoffs. That would probably be a good choice for them. I know Riley was riled for him. But who knows? There's a lot of players out there. When Such was here, he talked about Hayes and Buchnevich for the Rangers. They could go anywhere, those players. And for them, I forget the name that the Rangers are interested in. I think it's like a third line guy from Winnipeg. But regardless, there's a lot of different talent out there that you can nab up here. And it's, it is Boston. Players are going to want to go there. They're going to be competitive. They're going to be in the playoffs, obviously, here. They're still, first in the league, I guess, in terms of points, even though we're 1 point behind them and they're a game up on us. So think about that.
Any chance, though, maybe, shake things up, get Jimmy out of there?
I don't think so.
Too much hesitancy there, though. I feel like, what I mean? What has this guy done? I mean, you want to just talk about the regular season last year, but fell flat in his face. Here we are. You're losing in overtime. I mean, you can't be buttoned up if you have 14 overtime losses. I'm sorry.
I know. And I mean, I don't know, dude. I mean, I don't know. Again, you want to look at the series against the Panthers last postseason. I mean, yeah, did your players not execute? I guess not, but you still have to make some type of adjustments. I mean, the Panthers just absolutely were hammering you, in terms of physicality. You got to figure it out there. So I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see. I wouldn't be so quick to pull the trigger on getting rid of him. Just because he came in and he implemented a good system and they've been doing well still in the regular season. They have the most wins in the regular season ever.
A name to watch, former Ranger coach. Who do you think I'm going to say?
I mean, I don't think Tortorella's going there if that's what you're talking
I mean,
about.
he has a job, so why would he be going there?
Right. Former coach doesn't have a job.
Yeah.
Who is it? It's not going to be Elaine.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
What's because I wasn't following, like, what was his downfall? Because first year they're in the Stanley Cup Finals. I mean, what happened?
I don't know. I think he came into a good system already that was already there from Torts. And then I don't know, man. It just seemed like he was kind of like a wet noodle in terms of riling the team up. And then they end up going through like a little bit of a rebuild. They bring in Quinn. They go through more of a rebuild. They lose Quinn, and it's I guess that was just it was an interesting time for the Rangers as well.
True.
Yeah, it was interesting. Trading captains. Never seen.
That was very
did it twice, dude.
Well, Callahan
straight up for
St. Louis
to
right.
Tampa.
Right.
And then they let McDonough go to Tampa after that.
Oh, McDonough. And we looked this up, but he retired or no? Or he's somewhere he's on a different team?
Nashville? I want to say Nashville
right
now.
But he has a high salary.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, he's making a lot of money.
And he's a defenseman or
yeah, he's defenseman, and he's a natural defenseman too. He plays great defense.
So you would like him, but obviously Nashville playoff race, not looking to get rid of him.
I don't think so.
Would have been perfect though.
Would have been nice to see him hoist the cup with the Rangers.
Yeah.
He deserved it.
Would you rather see him or Mats back?
I think McDonough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mats used to piss me off sometimes.
Really?
Yeah. He used to get too happy with the puck and like he wouldn't shoot. He'd just be like dangling and skating and then just be like nothing would ever happen sometimes.
Yeah. No, I can see how that could be
frustrating.
Annoying. And we did have yesterday the beginning of a new pick segment. So
oh boy.
The records from yesterday, not exactly knocking it out of the park. The total is really doing us in. I go 4-4, 3-1 on sides, 1-3 on totals. And Tony, the old 2-6. So we're going back to the record format.
Yep.
Just to kind of see where we're at.
Why did you guys switch? Like, why did you guys stop in the first place? Was it too big of a score differential?
No, we set going into it. We say this is the cutoff date.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So
So now it's like for the next 2 months, we're bowling, going Sakura, golfing, Gaetanos, everything.
Gaetanos, yeah. And Sakura. Yeah, we got to do like a tomorrow. Maybe we'll figure it out. A little lunch.
Yeah.
Maybe cutting wedge.
No, that's what I was going to say. I think we switch it to cutting wedge because you haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, please.
And I'm telling you, it's better. Which is crazy for me
to
say.
That is kind of crazy.
I've always religiously, and I'm saying just for the cutlet, I don't know if Gaetano's, maybe the bread is better, but the cutlet is like ridiculous. How about this? We got some comments coming in.
All of a sudden. We got Matthew Gabriel coming in with a let's go.
Matthew.
There we go, Matty.
He's saying we should go to Gaetano's, go to A&S. A&S is really good.
A&S is so good. Gosh.
Yeah, it is. But cutting wedge, better. Hey, this is great, though. Hey, Arthur, how are you? Come here, come to the train tracks. Isn't it ridiculous that at one Yankee game he crossed the tracks?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it kind of is ridiculous.
I couldn't, I don't even think for $1 million I would try that.
Really?
I mean, you could get arrested or killed. So,
yeah.
I mean, what's the point?
$1 million.
You have to spend it all on bail.
I mean, yeah, no. Bail, $50,000 maybe.
No, but don't, Matt. Talk some sense in, right? Like, wouldn't there be no amount of money you're trying that?
Yeah, I don't think it's not worth it. No.
How do you even climb up?
I don't know.
How the hell do you get up?
Yeah, that is kind of.
I'd get too nervous. The second I get in there, I'd be like, "Oh my god, I'd lose it."
Yeah,
I'd fold.
There it goes. That was stupid. I'd never do that again. I'm glad he made it out. Honestly.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like there was something recently. I don't know if you told me this or it was like last year, but somebody saw this happen at like Fairfield train station. I thought somebody told me that. I forgot who it was, but
not me.
And Josh B goes, the subway. And he had also said that he's McDonough over Mats. Up top, he said that in the comments.
Josh B?
So, yeah, he knows. He knows. Obviously, longtime Ranger fan, of course. But it's his favorite time of the day. It is time for the hockey frenzy.
All right, baby. It is Tuesday around the National Hockey League, February 27th. And we got a pretty big slate tonight, people. So let's start off as we do, 7 p.m. in Toronto. They are hosting the Golden Knights. Going to be a tight game, I think. Tickets as low as $56 right now. Over under at 6.5. Toronto, of course, are going to be favored here at home, minus 165. Brian, what do you think about these two juggernauts going head-to-head tonight?
Take the over to start with. And I believe we just had this matchup, if I'm not mistaken, back on the 22nd. We saw the Maple Leafs at Vegas win 7-3. So I think, again, high scoring, and this Toronto team is just on fire. I see 5 in a row, but I think it might even be more than that. So I know, the Vegas losers are 4 out of 5. So I know it's like kind of you're asking for it, almost like taking the Rangers over the Blue Jackets the other day. But I'm going to do it anyway. I think the Maple Leafs are the better team. I have not liked how Vegas has looked the past couple months here. So I think there's a lot of goals here. But give me Toronto 6-3. So Maple Leafs and the over.
Toronto. Maple Leafs on a 7-game win streak now. Pretty crazy. I know it's tough. Oh, gosh. You said Toronto in the over?
Yeah.
I would say give me the great reset. Knights and the under, okay? Knights shut out the Maple Leafs. 3-2-0.
I wonder if the Maple Leafs have even been shut out all season.
Definitely.
Probably not.
No, look up after the frenzy. We're looking it up here. Next game up, we're staying actually in Canada. We're going to Montreal as the Canadiens are hosting the Arizona Coyotes. These teams played not too recently, I feel. I guess November. Coyotes won 3-2, but these two teams both on 5-game losing streaks. Toilet bowl here, Montreal minus 110. Naturally here at home, over under at 6.5. I mean, what do you think here? Go ahead, say it, Canadians.
Yeah, it's the Canadiens. The Coyotes, which were once the darlings for me, are now on my shit list. They never win. No future. It's over. Just trade Keller now, Tony.
Honestly.
Keller to the Rangers. That might
Keller
be something we'll be talking about. But yeah, give me the Canadiens in the under. I say they get the job done. Montemieux shut out there in Canada, 3-0.
I say give me the Canadiens as well, but give me the over. It's at 6.5 for a reason. Coyotes actually have been scoring a good amount in their losses recently. So give me the Canadiens winning this game 5-4 in regulation. Next game up, we're back in America, baby. Detroit, Motor City, 7 p.m. hosting the Washington Capitals, who are on the back-to-back. Should be very interesting to see how Ovechkin plays in this game. But of course, Detroit here at home, minus 170. Over under at 6.5. And as I mentioned, the Caps on the back-to-back. We know they just beat Ottawa 6-3, but the Detroit Red Wings, speaking of a hot team, they've won 5 in a row. What do you anticipate here, Brian?
Yeah, I think I like the way the Capitals are playing, though. So give me them. I like the experience. Maybe Wilson lays a hit or two. Alex Ovechkin coming back from the dead here. 2 goals and an assist. I'm going to say Caps 5-3. So Capitals and the over.
Come on, Brian. Give me the Red Wings here and the over. Dylan Larkin, 2 goals and an assist. Patrick Kane, 2 goals and an assist here. I'll give Ovechkin a goal. Why not? He needs one, that's for sure. Give me Detroit winning this game 5-2. Next up, going to Florida. Matthew's favorite place as the Panthers are taking on the Buffalo Sabres, bringing in the hot sauce. Florida minus 230 at home, over under at 6.5. You want to look at both of these two teams winning 4 of their last 5 games. The Panthers just dropping 1 game to Carolina, 1-0. Sabres lost to, I believe it was Anaheim. Yep, 4-3. Second time these two teams are facing each other. Panthers shut out the Sabres 4-0 back in early February, a mere 2 weeks ago. Brian, what do you think here?
Panthers, the scoring, Reinhart, Kachuk, Bobrovsky, I think, is going to go 38 or 40 in net. 6-2 Panthers over the Sabres.
You take Panthers and the over.
Yep.
I take Panthers and the under. I said game one was a 4-0 shutout for the Panthers. I say the Panthers do win this game. I would say 4-2, just on the under, baby. Next game up. Speaking of former Ranger great coaches, John Tortorella and his Philadelphia Flyers are taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Flyers plus money at home, plus 110, which is pretty crazy to think about. Over under 6.5. As I said, the Flyers on the schneid, dropping 4 of their last 5 on a 2-game losing streak right now. The Lightning dropping 3 of their last 5, but just beat Islanders and New Jersey back-to-back as they're making their Northeast trip here. What do you think about the Flyers?
Yeah, I mean, both teams kind of inconsistent this year, but I just think overall I like the Flyers. I think they have a better team, and I think Tampa's a little beat up here. So I'm going to say give me the under. Give me Urson, Tony, 35 of 36 in net. Flyers, 3-1.
So tough here. I'm going to go with the Lightning. Why not? Nikita Kucherov, a couple of games ago, broke the 100-point mark, 102 points in the season, 38 coming from goals. I know he kind of fizzed out a little bit, but he's been heating back up. Give me another hat trick, Josh, from Nikita Kucherov. The Lightning win this game. I don't know. I'll say 4-2. Lightning and the under as well. No, give me the over. Give me the over. 4-3. Why not? Keep it close. Flyers are doing good. Lightning and the over. Next up, speaking of former Ranger great defenseman captain McDonough, we have the Predators here hosting the Senators, who are also on the back-to-back here. That should be interesting. Nashville minus 140 at home. Over-under at 6.5. The Predators, by the way, they're on a pretty win streak here. I believe they're on a 5-game win streak. That's right. They're on 5 in a row. What do you think here at Senators back-to-back?
Yeah, how times have changed. The Predators have proved something. Saros, I think, is going to have a good game. How about the shutout for Saros, getting the Senators on the back-to-back? So give me the Predators and the under. McDonough with a rare goal here. 2-0 Predators.
I do like it. Over under 6.5, I said, right?
Yeah.
I would say give me the same. Predators and the under. Maybe like a 3-1 or something like that. Nothing crazy. Senators tired legs on the back-to-back. Next game up, we're going to Minnesota. It is now 8 p.m. around the NHL. The Wild are hosting the Hurricanes. Over under at 6.5. Carolina, road favorites here at minus 140. Both teams dropping 2 of the last 5 games. We know the Wild just took care of business at Edmonton, at Seattle. And the Canes just lost to Buffalo in a shootout. So what do you say here?
Yeah, I am going to say Aho and Svechnikov with goals for the Hurricanes in a 5-3 victory over Minnesota.
Damn it, dude. I would also concur with that. Give me the Hurricanes here. I guess I'll go with the under. I say they blank the Wild 3-0. Let's go. Shutout, baby. Next up around the league, we're going back to Canada A in Winnipeg, who are the Jets, minus 200 against the St. Louis Blues here. That's pretty interesting as the Blues are plus money. They're plus 170. Go put a couple shekels up there. The Jets winning 4 of the last 5. The Blues not doing too well. Just dropped a nasty game in Detroit, lost 6-1. These two teams, it's going to be the last time, third and final time these two teams face each other. Jets are up in the series here for the season, 2-0. Looking to close it out with the sweep here tonight. What do you think here, Brian?
Yeah, Blues have lost 3 out of 4. Jets have won 4 out of 5. But you know what? I'm going to take the road dogs here. Give me the St. Louis Blues over the Jets. And a guy that you love saying his name, Pavel Buchnevich, Tony. 2 goals, 2 assists, Blues 4, Jets 3.
That's a good one, dude. I will take the favorites. I don't care. Give me the Winnipeg Jets here. Absolutely great team. Sean Monahan on the team, dude. Let's freaking go. Vladislav Nemetsnikov, another former Ranger player, dude. I'm looking at the guy from Doesn't matter, dude. Give me Kyle Connor with a hat trick. They're a hat trick. Josh B. Give me the Winnipeg Jets and the over. A lot of the games have been going to overtime, so I'll say they win 5-4 in overtime. Next game up, sticking in the Canada area. We're going to Calgary, baby. Tickets as low as $10 if you want to see them play the Kings tonight. I know I do. I think it'll be a pretty good game here. Calgary, -120. If you're looking for betting-wise, LA is even here in the money line. Over-unders at 5.5. LA on the back-to-back here. Just dropping that game to Edmonton, looking for some revenge here. The Flames' last game was a win against Edmonton. This will be the second time these two teams face each other of 4 times. First game, Kings won 5-3 in late December. What do you think's going to happen here, Brian? Over under 5.5.
Game, the Flames win 5-3 here on the 27th of February. Kadri, Tony, with 2 goals and an assist as the Flames pick up the W.
I don't want to hear it. Markstrom pulled first period. Kings scoring bonanza. They win this game 6-2. Give me Kings and the over, baby. Next up, we're going to Colorado. The Avalanche hosting the Stars. Another 2 juggernauts going at it. I feel like I've seen this game before. Not too far away. I guess it was early January that the Avalanche beat the Stars 5-4 in OT, a nail biter. The Stars dropping 4 of the last 5, but hey, the Avs also dropping 3 of the last 5. We know the Stars just lost to the Islanders in overtime yesterday. They're on the back-to-back. Colorado, because of that, -135, over under 6.5. What do you think there?
Yeah, Tony, when I look at this game, I just can't see it ending any other way than with a Colorado victory. I think they overwhelm the Stars, and I think Georgiev has a solid performance. How about 39 of 41? Nathan McKinnon, the Josh B hat trick, as the Avalanche defeat the Stars 6-2.
Wow. Avs in the over. I totally agree there. Avs are up 2-0 on this regular season series. And you know what? Both those games went over. It was a 6-3 victory and a 5-4 victory. So give me the Avs and the over. I say they win 6-4 in regulation. Next up here, and we're moving along just 2 games up. It's now 10 p.m. in Vancouver. The Canucks, one of the top teams in the league, playing the Pittsburgh Penguins, one of the more veteran teams around the league here. Vancouver -155. Over-under is at 6.5. Vancouver, as I mentioned, one of the best teams in the league, has dropped 4 of the last 5 games, but just had a bounce-back victory against the Bruins in overtime, dude. What do you think is going to happen here?
I think you're going to see the veteran Penguins with the victory here. Sidney Crosby quietly having another strong season. So give me Pittsburgh. I'm going to say 5-3 in Vancouver.
I think that's a terrible idea right there. Game 1 of this series here again in January. Canucks won 4-3 in OT. Penguins are more tired since then. Give me Vancouver easily getting off that schneid, continuing the win after Boston here. I would say Canucks and the under. They win 3-1, dude. Next up, your final game, your San Jose Sharks, Brian, taking on the New Jersey Devils. Where is Stacks here? The Devils on the road, -250, over under at 6.5. Sharks on the schneid. Obviously, we know the whole season's a schneid. Devils dropping 3 of their last 5 games. And believe it or not, early December, the first time these two teams faced each other this season, the Sharks won 6-3 pretty decisively. What do you think will happen here tonight?
Bring out the brooms, Tony. The Sharks with the upset, sweeping the Devils away as their playoff hopes dim. Tomas Hertl, Tony, the only 2 goals in this game. 2-0 Sharks. Mackenzie Blackwood, second shutout of the year.
Oh, that's so tough, dude. And I know that even bad teams have to win.
But you're not picking it tonight.
I can't pick it tonight, dude. You say the under, right?
Yeah.
2-0. Over under is a 6.5. Yikes, dude. Give me the Devils. and the under. I think Sharks don't score at all. Devils win this one, maybe 4-1, dude.
Okay, so
that
Devils in the over is
Devils in the under.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Your hockey frenzy.
Just like that.
Josh B also says you get a hat trick, you get a hat trick, you get a hat trick. So
we have a lot of hat tricks today.
A little fun with it. But let's do a little mix up here. Let's go to the world of the National Basketball Association.
Boom!
LeBron James at the buzzer. He banks in the three, and the Lakers win the game.
All right. So we don't usually talk too much NBA, but figured we could get a little in the mix. We know Domac's teasing somebody missing it on his phone here. But he's excited to talk some NBA. Only 4 games last night. And I guess, just kind of a local feel here. I just wanted to mention the Knicks did get by, obviously dealing with a lot of injuries. 113-111 over the Pistons. The Pistons with their 49th loss of the year, up against 8 wins. Controversial no call at the end.
Bailed out.
They reviewed it. It should have been a foul. Now, do you think, despite the Knicks missing a lot of key guys here, that this is an embarrassment?
No, not at all.
Just because it wins a win?
Yeah, a win's a win. It's the Pistons. I mean, your 2 top players are hurt. I mean, like literally your 2 and your 3 on your team are hurt. So like when you're not playing with 60% of your offense, basically, it's very difficult to win. And I mean, it's not like the Pistons are out there just trying to lose. Like they're at a point now where like every game they're trying to win.
They're pissed
so, like,
off what
that's what I'm saying. So like when you're down, it's almost even harder just because they're playing with such more intensity. And I mean, Cade Cunningham's trying his ass off. I mean, he scores like 30 every other night, 32 points, 8 assists. Like it's not like they're just sitting back and just losing games purposely.
Yeah, absolutely. I think DiVincenzo had 21 last night for the Knicks. So he's kind of taking advantage of, some guys being out. And I've always really believed in him, that he can be a really good player in this league. So I think, from that perspective, it's good for him to get some more run. But I'm sure in the back of, Knicks fans' minds has to be the fact that Brunson every night is playing 40 minutes. Is Thibs going to wear him down by the time the other guys get back? Kind of a question you have to ask.
Definitely worried about it, but I don't know if maybe I think they might be just trying to push for a high seed. But I mean, I don't know if it's worth it. I mean, you have 3-year players, because not only is OG and Julius Randle going to come back, but Mitch Rob's going to come back at the end of the year, and I assume they want to play him. So I get pushing for a higher seed, but once you're a top 4 seed, you get home court advantage the first round. I mean, I feel like you can beat the Sixers. Like if you're the Knicks, I feel like you want to stay at the 4 seed. If the Sixers stay the 4 seed, because I mean, if Embiid comes back, maybe it's an issue, but he's coming back off of injury, a surgery.
Well, what's the deal?
So
where is he at right now?
So right now, to my knowledge, he got surgery on something, and he's out toward the end of the season. He's supposed to make a comeback for the playoffs. That was the whole reasoning why he did it. So I don't know how that's going to play out, though, because coming off injury, you're not playing the whole second half of the year, and all of a sudden you want to come in as the away team in the first round against the Knicks. That's not going to be fun.
No.
Not at all. That probably is the worst team you could play, just due to the fans, the atmosphere, playing. You got to play at least 4 games there. I mean, it's stacking up against you. So I don't know why he's going to come back. I get it. He's going to try. We're going to see what happens, but I just don't think it's going to work. I feel like they should pack it up for next year, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think it's just tough, especially for Philadelphia. I mean, they've had so many disappointing ends to their seasons, of course, recently. So you could see why they're pushing for that. We'll see what happens. The Miami Heat have been, kind of heating up recently. 121-110 over the Kings last night. Adebayo had 28 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists to lead the way. And even Kevin Love off the bench had 19 points.
That's crazy.
2 or 3 from 3-point range.
Good for him.
And with the Heat, I mean, they really struggled. I think we're under 500 for a decent amount of this year.
Especially early in the year.
But we always see them this time of the year, put things together. Jimmy Butler missed this one with a suspension. But a lot of people saying like, oh, watch out for them, sleeper in the East. I mean, we've seen them make the finals a couple of times the past, few years. I mean, you think that is in play or?
I mean, I'll give it to them the bubble, and I'm going to be completely honest, unbiased, untrue. I hate the Heat, but I'm going to be as unbiased as I can. The bubble, when they went to the finals, yeah, we can give it to them. Last year, if you look at like how they were winning games, their role players literally went on a Cinderella run, like March Madness college basketball kind of run. Like players that are supposed to be bad all of a sudden for a month and a half, like are playing out of their mind. And even with them playing out of their mind, they needed to beat Tatum, who was hobbled on a sprained right ankle in Game 7 just to make it to the finals. And they lost both of those players, Gabe Vincent and there was another one. It was Gabe Vincent and someone else, and they both left. And Gabe Vincent on the Lakers is playing. Max Strus. Gabe Vincent on the Lakers is playing, in my opinion, terribly. He's not getting. I don't even think he's getting any minutes. And Max Strus is playing all right on the Cavs. Like he's getting some minutes. He's a good rotational player, but like. They just really got on a good run last year. And when you look at the team this year, like Duncan Robinson is just, in my opinion, too inconsistent. There's games where, he plays really well, but
I've had him for fantasy.
He's 0 for 6 today from 3. I mean, his only job is to shoot threes. He gets told he doesn't even play good defense. His only job is to shoot threes. I mean, 11 assists. So I guess it's not terrible, but like these players are going to need to step up to the level they did last year. And I just don't see them doing that. The only person I could really see them like picking up the slack for the 2 losses is their rookie.
I have him on
Jamie
my fantasy
Jr.
team.
And
he was really hot, and then recently he's kind of cooled down.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe it's just like, I mean, obviously as a rookie, it's just tough to stay consistent. But I can see him like, if they do want to put together a run for the finals, he would have to play like he's been playing for most of the season to help out Jimmy Butler and Bam, because I don't see any other way they beat the Celtics this year, they played them in 7 games and they got even better than last year without giving up less pieces. I don't know how you're going to beat the Cavs, who right now are on fire. If the Knicks make it that far, I don't see them winning any. How do you win any game in MSG if they're past the first round? That stadion's going to be rocking.
Oh yeah,
like, rocking.
Like I don't understand how
Tony.
I don't know how you win a game on the road.
Knicks?
Yeah, you got.
Do they have to be in the conference finals? Like where do they have to be? For you to
listen, if Michael is down to watch a game, I would be watching. Not you, Michael.
Oh, or if it's
Theo,
a colony, and it's a colony, of course you're in.
No, even so, if Mike's like, "Hey, I want you down tonight and watch the Knicks game," like I'm down. Like I enjoy watching basketball.
He's tight roster construction.
He wants so badly the Knicks to make the playoffs and have a first round exit, and he'll be so happy about it.
It's like you think I'm not expecting this to happen, but even if they make the finals, he's still gonna be like, I hope they get swept. Like he's that tight about the roster construction. I've never seen such a thing.
I know, dude. He is really tight about it. I mean, he's questioning his fandom. He's like, I might not even be following the Knicks anymore, especially when they traded what's his name away, RJ Barrett.
Yeah, I mean,
is the roster construction really that bad? Like,
no, I don't think so. I think it's just more.
I think they did a great job.
I thought he was calling.
Oh my god, that would have been
potential spam.
Okay, realtor. No, I think they've done a good job. It's just not what he wanted. He was a big RJ guy. And
they got better though.
OB as well. I know. He doesn't like the Burks and the Bogdanoviches and the Precious Achua. I think he's okay with Anunoby, but he liked Barrett better. But I think they've done a great job, to be honest. And like I said, I like DiVincenzo as well. And Ryan McNeil. I'm a Celtics fan. I still can't trust them against the Heat, Bucks, Cavs, or Knicks.
Stop it.
And we do have a resident Celtics fan here. What's your thoughts on that?
First of all, Minnesota. We haven't lost to Milwaukee. I think since Kyrie was on the team. Mm-hmm. So we're handing Milwaukee. I'm not worried about Milwaukee. The Cavs fold in the playoffs every single time. Yeah. And if you go look, even when they had LeBron, we were neck and neck with the Cavs when Isaiah Thomas was on the team. We were bringing them to like 7 games.
Right.
So we've had our good times against Milwaukee and the Cavs. The Knicks, I don't know. In my opinion, I just feel like we'll always beat the Knicks. I'm never worried about the Knicks. I think we're always going to beat the Knicks. Yeah, they have a good team. We've beat them every single time this year convincingly. Mm-hmm. Opening day, we beat them almost by 20. The second time, we beat them by like 10. I know the third time, like last week, I get like they were all banged up. But we still shot 70% from the field. I get it, though. So I'll get that with a grain of salt because their best defenders are on the floor. But I just don't see us losing to any team. And the Heat, I have such a hatred for the Heat that I just can't put in my mind watching the Celtics lose to the Heat again. Like I just can't. Like I can't see it happening. There's no way that our team is gonna let that happen. Because if they let that happen, I don't know what I would do. I think for a week I literally lock myself in my room and just sit and like sulk. Because like if I had to watch the Miami Heat beat the Celtics again, I would give up on the Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum duo. I'd just give up. I'd give up, rebuild, scratch it all down. I'd give up.
And I haven't been tuned in like intently the last couple of years, but we saw them. You mentioned the Heat, and then losing the finals to the Warriors a couple of years ago. What do you think has been the biggest reason why they haven't been able to get over the hump up to this point with this group?
I mean, I feel like people have such high expectations, and I feel like it's way too much on like some of these players. Like before the finals of 2021, they went to like 3 Eastern Conference Finals, including the bubble, and like half of them we had to play against LeBron. Right. And I think the first year we played in 7, the second year, like both of them went to either 6 or 7, and then we played the Heat. We didn't play well against the Heat in the bubble, and then the year after that we went to the finals, and then I just feel like I don't know. I feel like last year, I'll die on this hill. I tell all my friends all the time. If Jason Tatum doesn't go up for that floater and lands on another dude's foot on literally the first play of the game and sprains his ankle, and you can see him hobbling the entire game. Like, we're winning that game. Game 7 in Boston. In the third quarter, we were down by 10 because Derek White was putting the team on his back. Like, if Tatum's healthy, like, we win that game. And I know people say, Jaylen Brown's supposed to pick up the slack there, and he should. He definitely should have, and we're paying him $50 million because he's supposed to do that. But he didn't that day. And I'm telling you, if Tatum was healthy, we're going to the finals again last year. So that's why, like, I'm not as worried. But I will say, if we don't make the finals this year, like it's a huge issue. Like huge. Like if we don't make the finals this year, I feel like it's even bigger issue than last year because I don't know where you go from here. I mean, we have one of the best point guards defensively. Like, there's no other point guard that we can really get that you consider an upgrade for Drew Holiday. I don't know what center we can get that is considered an upgrade for Porzingis. He's scoring like 20 a night. So I don't see how you can make this roster better without even losing those pieces. You're going to take a step back. Yeah. So you got to make the finals this year.
Well, I mean, what are you missing that you wouldn't make the finals?
I don't think we're missing anything.
Like, barring an injury, let's say you're totally healthy. Like, I mean, is this team going to win the championship?
Totally healthy. I'm taking this team over anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody.
And then if you don't, would you just run it back next year?
If we make the finals, we run it back.
Mm-hmm.
Make the finals, run it back. If we don't win in the next 2 years, I don't know. Maybe we got to trade Jaylen Brown or something. But I mean, we just gave him $50 million a year, so I don't know who's going to pick up a $50 million a year contract for 2. It's either going to be another 2 or 4 years. That's a lot of money.
That was too much. $50 million for him. Not to say he's not good, but
I got Ryan McNeil calling in.
Wow, let's go.
Wow,
what do we got?
All right, hold on, stand by, Ryan. I'm just going to pass you through. Let's see. Hop on the Bluetooth. Stand by. Should be connected. Ryan McNeil, you should be on the sports board right now, live.
So, here's the problem with the Celtics.
Oh.
Now, I'm a Celtics fan. I want them to win every single game. The problem is when the big moments come, Tatum and Brown don't show up. And yes, you can talk about the injury. I don't care. I still don't think he would have shown up. Now, this year, even with the different roster construction, I look at who you're going to need to step up in place. Holiday hasn't been himself offensively. He's too defensive. And I definitely don't trust Porzingis either to be healthy down the stretch or to play good in a game 7. So I still have the same issues I've had with this team literally the past 4 or 5 years. Well, I can't see the mentality hasn't changed enough in your big stars.
Mentality, like, are you trying to say that they just don't have that like competitor's head to be like showing up in big games? Is that what you're saying?
I don't think they're like monsters in that respect.
Right.
I think like they're more like closer to, your David Robinsons, like really great players, but a nice guy.
Nice guys, Tony.
Finish last typically. So what do you want to do, Ryan?
I truly do not know because I don't think there's another level of roster construction that you can put Tatum and Brown through that will be any better than what they've had. They've tried a couple different combinations. This is what has to work, is this year right here. I'm hopeful for it more than any other season, but I'm still prepared to be disappointed. Because people don't talk about enough how the Celtics the last, 5 years or so, have had an incredible amount of talent on the team. And they're practically the NBA's Cowboys. They're just an accident waiting to happen.
I strongly disagree.
What do you got, Domac? Yeah, what do you got, Domac?
We got to defend here.
Drew Holiday's the fourth option in the starting offense. He's the fourth option. He's not on the team to score. He's on the team to like play the best guy on the other side of the floor. Unless it's other like Giannis or something like that where we have a big plan. If Porzingis is the third option, scoring 20 a night, he hasn't been hurt. When he gets hurt, he's tweaked for a couple nights and comes right back. Yes, you could say something about injuries, but like we also don't know what Porzingis would do in a game 7. He's never played in one. So maybe he could fold, but like there's no information to show that he will fold. So like we can't just go in just assuming he's just gonna like play bad. Like we're gonna assume the third option on our team, who just had a revival of his career, who's averaging like 20 and 10, is gonna show up in a game 7 and just completely like shit the bed. And then we talk about how like Tatum and Brown can't show up at big games. Maybe Brown, but it doesn't matter. We have Jason Tatum. We go into Philadelphia last year, game 6 in Philadelphia. Tatum has probably the worst 3 quarters I think I've ever seen him play. I watched the entire game. The first 3 quarters, I think he had 2 points on like 1 of 12 shooting. Coming into the fourth quarter, he goes 4-5 or something like that, misses like a couple shots and completely takes over the game and ices the game in Philly. That's game 6. We go to game 7. The night after Curry scores 50, which is most points ever scored in a game 7, Tatum goes out and scores 51. I just don't understand how we're just going to sit here and assume that just Tatum folds. The first like 4 years when they were playing, it was their rookie. They were on their rookie contracts. Name any other rookie other than LeBron James that went to like 3 or 4 conference finals in their first 4 or 5 years. Like the expectations we have on these dudes who are still so young, like they're both age-wise, they're both entering what the age technically would be for their prime. So like if they're just entering this, I don't understand why it's like if we don't win the chip this year in 4 games, like we got to blow the whole team up. Tatum shows up when he needs to. When we played against Milwaukee, I think 2 years ago, we lose game 5. We have to go to game 6 in Milwaukee. Tatum scores 40 plus to put it to game 7. The year we went to the finals, game 6 shows up, drops 40 in Milwaukee in the away game. Then game 7 comes. Milwaukee says we're going to let Grant Williams beat us. And Grant Williams hits 7 threes and we win by 30. Like certain players, yes, Jaylen Brown is a little bit of a worrisome, but Tatum controls the game so much that I feel like Jaylen Brown won't have to do as much, so that won't be an issue. And Drew Holiday's the 4th option on the starting offense. He's the 4th option. He's not there to score. He's there to play defense. I don't know. I don't get it.
I don't want to hear you say Tatum shows up when it matters most. He was a complete headshot in the 2022 finals against the Warriors.
His first finals. He's never played in the finals before. His first finals.
At a certain point, though, you got to get the job done.
I understand that, but what did LeBron do? LeBron got swept against the Spurs. He's the greatest player of all time.
Yeah. And I understand you saying, like, because of the early success, that there are higher expectations. Because of the early success, there's higher expectations for these guys, and that, they're still young, they're still working on rookie deals. Yes, Dwayne Wade won a championship in his 3rd year. It's not impossible. I think Tim Duncan won one in his 3rd year too. It's not impossible for them to have success right away. And now we're entering what year? 7 of Tatum or whatever this is.
And you're 45 and 12. I mean, if you're not going to win it this year, when are you going to win it?
Yeah, true.
Well, I understand that, but I think we're going to win it this year. Like what team in the East is matching up with us? Like if we go position by position, I don't see any team matching up with us.
But you don't even think Dame and Giannis on a heater?
Yeah,
they would have to literally get hot together because they haven't been hot together all year. They've been trying to figure it out. They haven't been able to, and they don't play on that team. They don't play as much defense. They traded away their defensive guy for an offensive guy, and their offense really hasn't been the best. So I mean, I don't get it. Drew Holiday's going to guard Damian Lillard. That's the best defender in the East that you could put on Damian Lillard anyway. Like we have the best pieces to play the best players in the East. Who's the best guard that we could put on Jalen Brunson? Drew Holiday. Who's the best guard we could put on Dame Lillard? Drew Holiday. I don't see any other guard in the East that you could put on these players that you're like, oh, okay, this is a better matchup defensively. Like we have the talent. We would literally have to fold ourselves, or Tatum has to sprain his ankle in game 7 on literally the first play, the first shot he takes for us to lose. And like both of those players, Tim Duncan and Dwayne Wade won a ring, but Dwayne Wade won that ring. It didn't win again for how many years? 4? It was like 3-4 years. Like he had to get LeBron on his team to win another ring. So like Tatum went to the finals, and yes, he did. He played bad. He didn't play well. We were up 2-1 and we lose 3 straight. That's tough to defend here. I'm not defending it, but it's his first finals. We're acting like LeBron came into his finals and took it by storm and forced them to 7 games. Like we were up 2-1. We won the first game away in Golden State. Then we lose game 2, so we go even away. Come home, win game 3 at home. You're up 2-1, first time ever in the finals against Curry. I just don't understand how. Yeah, he folds, but I just don't get when you look at the great scheme of things and compared to other players in the past, how this so far has been a failure. We're going to win this year. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. I'm speaking into existence right now. Get rid of the evidence. Get rid of the stats. It doesn't matter.
What if you don't? What if you don't?
It doesn't matter. We're winning this year. We're 44-12. We beat every team convincingly.
Easy Nostradamus.
It doesn't matter.
I don't know. It does matter, though, because if you don't, then that's a big problem.
No, and I think you have to recognize
what do you mean? It's not easy.
I mean, this isn't Tatum's second year. Like, he's been there a while. It wouldn't have been crazy for them to win 1 title by now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree, but they went. First of all, they had to play LeBron. I don't think everyone's understanding. The first 3 years, he had to play LeBron James. People say he's the greatest player of all time. As a rookie, he's playing the greatest player of all time, and we took him in 7 games. It's not like we're losing to Joe Schmoes.
No, of course not. It's the playoffs, though. You're not playing Joe Schmoes.
I understand that, but we're playing LeBron James. There's a difference between LeBron James and Jimmy Butler. That's why I could defend the LeBron James losses more than the Jimmy Butler ones. Jimmy Butler ones, we got to win. In the bubble, we needed to win.
I don't know. I think you're kind of putting LeBron on this pedestal right now. It's not like he's been winning every year that he beats.
Well, he's not going to just keep winning championships, Tony.
Well, that's what I mean, though. But you're saying, it's LeBron. It's LeBron. It's LeBron.
It is.
No.
Did you see what he did in Cleveland?
No.
He went to the finals every year for 7 years.
He did go to 8 straight finals.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, I mean, not everybody could do that.
Right.
We're playing against a guy who went to 8 straight finals, and we're complaining that they lost as a rookie. His rookie year, his second year, and his third year. 2 of those years, Kyrie's on the team with some circus act halfway through the year. Yo, I love Boston. I'm going to be here forever. And then 2 weeks later, he's like, yo, I hate this place. And now it's at the point where he's flipping off fans in the playoffs after we cook Brooklyn. So, I just don't get it. We just assume that Tatum's just going to, we're just going to beat LeBron 3 years straight. I just don't get it.
Now you don't have LeBron.
They only had to deal with LeBron for 1 year.
And I honestly think Milwaukee is going to be tougher than you think. I think that's going to be real tough.
They're going to have to turn it on. Yes, I have respect for Giannis. Yes, they're going to be good.
What the 76ers look like at that point? If Embiid's back.
Stop it.
That would be kind of crazy if that happened.
I mean, if Embiid is there, it
doesn't matter. We own the Sixers.
Would it hurt more? And I know this is getting crazy, but for both of you guys being Celtics fans, if the Knicks beat the Celtics to go to the finals, or if Doc and the Bucks beat the Celtics?
I think the Knicks more because the Bucks, they're a good team, and I feel like we're a better team than the Knicks. Yeah, and it's just Boston, New York. I just wouldn't. I know there's no way. I'd be so. I'd be definitely.
What do you think, Ryan?
I don't hate the Knicks.
Yeah.
I think it would be kind of cool. I obviously don't want to beat the Celtics, but they're the team I'm more worried about because honestly, in the Garden, that energy, I could see Tatum and Brown straight up folding chairs, no question.
They're due. They're due. The Knicks are definitely due.
Folding chairs.
Celtics are due.
The Celtics are due, but I think they'll come up with new and exciting ways to lose.
It'll be interesting to see, though. That's for sure. They are back on the court tonight versus the Sixers. Obviously, still no Embiid. You guys think they wiped the floor, or who knows?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Tyrese Maxey's really good, but they'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. So it'll be interesting, but this is definitely the year for them to get back to the finals and see if they can get the job done. But we'll keep an eye out for that for sure. It was great you calling in, Ryan, and hope to hear from you again soon.
Anytime. Thank you, gents.
Appreciate it, dude. Have a good day.
Porzingis is averaging 2 blocks a game.
Ryan McNeil.
2.
No, Porzingis is nasty. But they got to do it. They got to do it.
Why don't you tell Brian how you got fucking 30-point loss last night in your men's league, you loser?
Dude, my 30-point loss in my men's league has nothing to do with how the Boston Celtics are going to win a chip. They're going to win the chip. And I've been hearing a little here and there, this Cowboys of the NBA narrative. And it has gotten me so aggravated.
Wait till Kev do gets
beyond aggravated. I get it. It's been a while. I get it. I know.
Yeah.
2008, I get it. It's been a while. But, like, to just no, dude, we're not the Cowboys. We don't just show up and, like, stink it up. Like, it's not like we, like, are getting swept or getting dogged. When Kyrie was there, yes. But you take away the 2 years or so with Kyrie, every series is going 6 or 7.
Yeah.
We're not, like, just folding. We're not lawn chairs. This isn't what this is in Boston. We win
isn't
games.
that what like Ryan was talking about though? Like in that big game 7 spot or like in an elimination game, like you are.
Normally we win though. We lost at the bubble to Miami.
Right.
All right. We went to the finals. And then the year after that, we lost to Miami in game 7. Tatum got hurt. I promise you. I wish there was a way to go back in time and replay it with him not injured.
I mean,
because I could put the mortgage on it. We are not losing that
Josh
game.
B about that.
The
You don't always
mortgage.
want to do that.
If he is not hurt, they might win that game at 20.
We'll have to find out.
I mean, you're never going to
Honestly.
know. Like that's just the game. That's sports for you.
I know.
You can't really be like, oh, like what if you didn't get
But
injured?
I just think this is
know?
by far their most talented roster. They're deep. Really, the whole rotation is deep. So we'll see what happens.
I didn't even talk about Derek White. Like, stop.
Peyton Pritchard always was
That's
a
what
fan.
I'm saying. Off the bench, stop.
So-
Sam Hauser, stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Let's see. So we'll keep an eye out for that.
Do they have the best record in the league right now?
They have the best record in the league. Yeah, they only have 12 losses.
What do you got?
Is there binge buddies today?
Binge
Manny
buddies.
in-house.
Manny in-house. Probably noon 30, I guess. Maybe noon 15.
Okay.
But obviously gonna set up after this, and then we're talking the SAG Awards. A couple trailers we're watching, debuting a new intro video for the
Okay. Michael on the mic.
podcast. But Michael might be on the mic, dude.
No, I meant like rapping.
He may.
Oh, for the song, yes,
Yes,
dude. Yeah,
yes.
the song is sick. Great job there. We shot it on Sunday. Edited it yesterday. Manny did some edits this morning too. It's gonna be sick.
Let's go. So definitely tune into that.
Don't go anywhere, people.
But once again, would like to thank everybody for tuning in today and continuing to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives on the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jay, and costume merch, downtimetv.com. Want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games, enjoy binge buddies.
Yeah.
And we will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.